Hey, what's up, shot makers? It's Rob here again. I got my man, Coach Korey Harris. Coach, go ahead and tell the people about yourself, man.
What's up, everybody? This is Coach Korey Harris. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised, the greatest place on earth, in my opinion. Huge fan of everything that has to do with the game of basketball. I've been a skill development trainer for 17 years. I'm starting my own LLC here in Atlanta, Georgia. I've traveled all over the country for hoop. I've been all over the world for basketball, and I'm just blessed to be a part of the Shot Makers League. Hopefully, we can chop it up. I'm gonna learn from you guys, and hopefully, I can share some of value. I actually started training when I graduated from high school. I didn't know what training was at that time. I don't think there was any such thing back then. So back in 2007, 2008, I graduated from McEachern High School in Powder Springs, Georgia. I actually didn't play high school basketball. A lot of people in the skill development world, they would rather lose a finger than admit to you that they didn't play on the
Yeah,
highest levels or that they weren't whoever it is that they like you to think that they are. But my
yeah.
story is very much like a lot of other players all over the world. I just didn't have anybody teach me the game growing up. And so when you don't do anything except play in the parks or play in the recs or just play with your friends outside, you kind of pick things up on your own. Extracurricular activities were just that in my family. Single parent household, like I'm sure many people have experienced. And my mom just kind of figured like, go to school. Like that's what's gonna get you to where you want to be in life. Sports are cool. She loved the fact that I loved sports, but she
Mhm.
was not herself an athlete. So she kind of figured as long as you're not getting in trouble, you're not in them streets, then I'm cool. But outside of that, we're not paying for a professional coach or a personal trainer. That stuff just wasn't in existence in the 90s and in the early 2000s when I was growing up. So I didn't even know that as I was trying to make the team at McEachern High School, working out in the street or in my backyard or with my neighbors, I didn't know that I was like working my coaching acumen, like I was
Mm.
building my own voice. But I would do drills. We
Yeah.
had the Better Basketball DVDs. They had the little thing inside of the Slam magazine subscription, and it would be like a rebate or a sale so that you
Yeah.
could get a few dollars off of the DVDs. So I'll rip that out and send it in, 20 bucks, cut some
Mm.
grass to get some bread. And boom. All right, now I got the ball handling one. I need the shooter one. Rick Torby was the dude who was making them back then. And so I'm just doing the drills outside. I'm dribbling up and down the street. I'm running miles around the cul-de-sac through the little townhome community we lived in.
Yeah.
And kids would hop on with me. They saw me dribbling two basketballs, or other dudes wanted to make the team too. So you had dudes that was in the streets, but they love to play too. And
Mhm.
so I just kind of became known as Coach K. That was like my nickname because I was always like giving game, coaching, or
Yeah.
just trying to help somebody. And so I graduated from high school, like I said, in 2007. So I chose to go as far away from Georgia as I could. I went to Hofstra University in Long Island, New York. And I just said, all right, I'm a major in engineering because they make a lot of money. I don't even know what an engineer is, but it sounds like whoever does that, they're rich. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go computer engineering. Man, I bombed out. Didn't go to class, was
Yeah.
intimidated by the studies, got kicked out of school, honestly, and just hit rock bottom. So I was still 18 when I came home because that was that same year, basically. And my godfather at the time, Barry Williams, he was coaching a rec ball team and an AAU team at the local rec center, at the Ron Anderson Rec in Powder Springs. It's a
Yeah.
legendary gym. Atlanta Celtics used to practice out of there. Whatever NBA talent that has come out of Atlanta, Georgia, Isaac Okoro, Sharif Cooper, Jalen Brown, even
Mm.
Zion when he played with Game Elite back in the day. Like they've all been in that gym. Ryan Harrell, Trey Golden. It was a spot that everybody would go to, and I would even play there. But he coached there and he said, man, I want you to come and coach my team with me. I'm too old to be chasing these little third, fourth, and fifth graders around. Come
Yeah.
teach the kids with me. And so I couldn't turn them down. I'm like, I don't have anything else going on. I had a couple part-time jobs. I flipped burgers at Wendy's. I did roofing and construction with my
Yeah.
stepdad at the time. And I'm just like, this will keep me around the game. So
Yeah.
I would do his practice plans. I would run the practices. I would do whatever drills I could think of.
Mhm.
And then during the games, like he would have me talk to the guys, maybe like in a timeout if he felt like they just needed a mental check. Or
Yeah.
after the game, I would always give a post game speech. He would always make me go last, like,
Mm.
Corey, give him something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the whole
Okay.
time I'm just getting
Yeah.
reps, coaching. And then summertime hits, boom, we're playing AAU with the same kids. So
Mm.
I saw kids developing. We had kids who never could make their middle school feeder program team go from rec ball to they make that team. And then they went from some of them went from our rec ball team to all play high school basketball. And then some
Yeah.
went from our rec ball team to play college basketball. Couldn't make their team. As we were going, parents started telling me, you need to start making money doing this. We want our kids to work with you all the time. So this is like 2009. I said, well, I don't really know how to start a business, but it was like the start of the information age at that time. So I just
Yeah.
Googled it. I
Yeah.
formed Student of the Game Training Co. Like I said, it's been 17 years of just volunteering, working with people. Now I've had the chance to be an assistant coach, on the high school level for a short while on the women's side on the college level. And then, of course, most recently overseas professionally in the Chinese Basketball Association, CBA, under Coach Stephon Marbury. I'm still young. I'm 34, but I've been
Yeah.
blessed to find a way where like I couldn't make the team. So I'm not supposed to be talking to pros and like telling them really anything. You know what I mean? I know that I could say it's hard work, but it's more so just understanding like you have a gift and you have something that makes you unique. You have something that makes you different.
Yeah.
And if you embrace that, understanding that it's really a blessing, even though it was painful at the time, like there's
Mhm.
something in that that's going to separate you. Players at times can be drawn to me just because I'm willing to say, like, yeah, bro, I'll never know what it's like to be, you know what I'm saying, as good as you were. Now, I did go back to school and play. I played 5 years of college basketball, and I
Yeah.
ended up a D3 All American my senior year. But
Yeah.
I just want whatever people hear from me to feel like something that gives them hope. You can make an impact.
I can definitely relate. Like, not only am I from College Park, you know what I'm saying? So we know we
So,
we all we all say Atlanta, but
yes, sir.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm a little older than you. So I remember that era. I worked at Run and Shoot while I was in high school. I worked at Hoops and Fitness also in Tower Boulevard. I kind of had that a lot of those same kind of pathways. Kids now, I tell them like you have so much at your disposal, which can
Right.
also be a bad thing.
Yes.
Right. They have so many tools that they can use. And I'm like, leverage everything. If coaches don't know who you are, if scouts don't know who you are, use social media. Don't wait till the platform gets popular to
That's
jump
right.
on it. Leverage it early. Leverage every
Right.
platform you possibly can. Have your tapes, have your bad games, have your good
Preach.
games. Let people see your whole story. And so, what I like about your story is how you overcame the challenge. And sometimes it's probably more so internally. Like you said, right? Not having what people would think the pedigree you need to have to be able to give some great player tutelage. So
Mm.
it's like, how did you yourself get to that point where it's like, I'm going to let my voice be heard and be strong and recognize the power in your own story?
You can't equate it to like just one moment. For me, it's every day. Every single day. Because as soon as you get to the top of one totem pole and then you make a jump, you then go back to the bottom of another totem pole. So at one time, I was intimidated talking to fourth, fifth, and sixth grade kids, in a pregame huddle or halftime. Like that was intimidating at first. Then I was intimidated to talk to parents about pricing packages. Then
Yeah.
there was a time where I was intimidated to work in a camp setting or to do a group workout, not an individual, but a three, four
Mhm.
players at a time. So like every time you take a step, there's going to be a decision that has to be made internally. Am I willing to jump, not knowing if this parachute is going to open? And I think when I got kicked out of college, I'll say that was the first time that I said to myself, I'm done trying to live my life for other people. Because
Yeah.
up to that point, growing up, I definitely can tell you want to keep it real and you want to make sure your platform really helps people. So I'm going to be vulnerable. I was trying to be too many things growing up. I wanted to
Mhm.
be intelligent, I wanted to be an athlete, and I wanted to be in the streets. Like I
Mhm.
wanted to be somebody that was feared. I wanted to be somebody that got respect. I wanted to be
Yeah.
somebody that when you looked at him, you thought like, don't try him. That's
Yeah.
what I wanted. Right. And that's what probably most men want. We have this warrior in
Mhm.
us, but we also just want to be someone that helps and
Yeah.
develops and builds. So I'm playing this game, I'm doing this dance, not knowing that that's taking me away from being intentional and purposeful. So when I got to college and I'm still doing that dance, like I said, I got kicked out of college. The reason why I got kicked out is because, yeah, I had terrible grades. Yeah, I skipped school every day. Yes, I was partying and all that stuff. But my character, the root of it was based in that fear of just being okay with attempting to do something and not be good at it at one point or not be accepted for it and just learn as you go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
walking out of a class because you're intimidated by the terminology or the lingo or the fact that you don't know the curriculum, that's insecurity. That's not you're dumb. You don't know how to learn. Like you're not
Exactly.
okay with the rough part. You know what I mean? So when I got back home and I was in my mama's house, thinking, I'm supposed to be out and about in the world, I said, okay, whatever that is thrown at me from this point forward, I'm at least gonna be okay with failing. I'm gonna fail forward.
Yeah.
Just reading books and seeing other people who were able to overcome situations worse than mine, it just showed me time and time again, like you have to find your identity first
Mhm.
before you can become valuable. You just get your stripes as you go. I think maybe that answers your question, but I think you never get to that point where you're just 100% confident all the time and just
Yeah.
acting as if you got the answer.
You answered the question, man, because at the end of the
Okay.
day, it's a never ending cycle. If you're on the path of growth,
Yes, sir.
if you're trying to grow and that's your goal is to be better than I was yesterday, or to have better, or to explore more of yourself and who you are, then yeah, you are going to you're going to keep coming to that. So you're going to hit the top of one totem pole and you're going to find out there's a taller totem pole.
There you go.
Or, yeah, it just keeps going. It never ends. Man, so Coach Korey, tell us what you got going on right now.
For sure. So as of now, this is the middle of off-season development for all levels of players. I've been fortunate, as I mentioned before, to work with some high-level talent. I went from working with kids who nobody knew to now I can work with people who others would love to be around every day. So I get up at like 4:30 a.m. every morning. I get in the gym probably about 5:30, and I'm going from 5:30 to about 10. I take a little break, and then I'm at the next facility doing
Okay.
skill development work with some of my private clients. Right now, it's just college and pro. I also have a coaching mentorship group that I run. It's all virtual online. Some of the coaches actually are now live receiving mentorship on the floor. They help me with those college and pro workouts throughout this summer. But I've also got a curriculum called The Transition. It's based on 4 pillars, the business of basketball. So I just give you all the game that I can from all the mistakes I made so you don't make them. Developing your own coaching philosophy. So helping people to like detach from just getting all their info from these devices and like having
Mhm.
to just watch other people's work and just getting your actual philosophy from the game. Like, what do you believe in? What do you want to teach? How do you want to develop players? How do you want to develop a team? How do you develop yourself as a coach? Developing your own coaching philosophy. Obviously, you got to talk player development,
Yeah.
right? So I do give the blueprint to my player development philosophy, how I see the game. I believe
Mhm.
the game is modern, so I don't believe in one, two, three, four, fives like point guard, shooting guard, small forward, power forward, center. I believe in like a floor general, a high usage guard,
Mhm.
versatile role player. I got 8 of them that I got from a great coach in the NBA G League, and I show you
Okay.
how I take all of those roles and apply it to children, high school players, college players, as well as pros, and that helps me to help them craft basically.
Mm. Let's
The
go.
website is
Yeah.
basketballcoachingconsulting.com. And yeah, everything's there. That's kind of everything I think that's going on.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. So last but not least, Coach Korey, you got to create a
Yep.
shot makers league challenge. And I know
Got you.
you about to I know you about to give them a great one. So go ahead.
So one challenge that basically all of my players are doing right now throughout the month of July is called the Tuck 50 Challenge. I got this from a great skill development coach named Phil Beckner, who works with Damian Lillard and a bunch of other great players. So the challenge starts off as this. It's a 3-point shooting challenge. You start in the corner. It will help if you got a rebound and a pass, but you can do this just with a rebound. You can't do this by yourself. So you need a rebounder. So you're going to start in the corner. You have to start on a make. That's how I do it. So that way we can start with some confidence. We go corner three, catch and shoot, wing three, top of the key, opposite wing, and then corner. You do not stay until you make. You only make the first one, like for sure. And then after that, it's attempts. Then you go that same weak side corner from where you started, shoot another three, wing, top, wing, corner. So we go around the horn and back. Then we're going to start inside the lane. So we're touching the lane line and popping back out to the three in the corner. Touch lane line again, pop out to the wing, touch the free throw line, pop to the top, same thing, pop to the wing, pop to the corner. Do that again, going back around. So we got around the horn and back from 5 spots. Then we got pop outs around the horn and back, 5 more spots. So now we're at 20 total shots. Then you're going to run to half court. You're going to then get 5 transition threes on one side, attempts again, attempts. Then
Yeah.
you go to the opposite side, 5 transition threes to the wing. So that's 30
Mhm.
attempts. So now you go back to the corner, around the horn and back. That's putting us at 40. Then you finish at the top of the key, 10 attempts as fast as you can. Tough 50 challenge. The best score that I've had this summer out of all of my college and pro players is 38 out of 50. London
Wow.
Johnson, who plays for the NBA G League Ignite, we always
Yeah.
try to strive for 30 out of 50 because that's 60%.
Tough 50 challenge. Shot makers, you heard it here. Coach Korey has just dropped the Tough 50 challenge. Shot makers league will pay $50 to the winner of this challenge.
I'll
Hey,
put 50 on top of it.
oh man, we at 100. Let's go, guys. Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's go. Hey, Coach Korey, man, it's been great having you here. Real quick, I haven't done this one before, but I got a feeling
Okay.
you probably got a really good one. Is there a book that you would recommend for any basketball player, young basketball player to read right now?
Wow. Any book that I would recommend. So I got a couple. One is sitting right next to me. The first one is my man Sean J. McCall. He is a specialist in helping college players prepare to play overseas. Same name, different game. Your guide to a successful European rookie season. He played overseas for over a decade. He's played, he's coached, he's living there full time, and he's working as a consultant. He's great. Another great book is The Hoops Whisperer by Edon Ravin. So that would be great for any of you college players who are maybe transitioning from you're finishing up your college playing career and you want to know how to get into the mindset of an elite skill development trainer. Edon worked with Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony, J.R. Smith. So he's been around guys with different personality types, type
Yeah.
A's, and he never played.
Okay.
So he talks a lot about that. He worked with Kobe for a short amount of time. Him and Kobe bumped heads. Like the stories in it are amazing. And
Yeah.
then the last book I'll give you guys, third book, is it's called Leading While Being Led. And that book is written by yours truly. You can find that on Amazon. It's
Oh,
a
let's
dope
go.
book. Trust me, because it's got nothing but just vulnerability, like my mistakes, my failures, and things that hopefully can help you become just a better person. It's not even really just a basketball book. It's just hopefully it inspires you to become better. So those are 3. Hopefully you can get at least one of them.